Well, what's going on, Cardinal Nation? Well, disappointing game tonight. We were not able to win this series, losing to the Kansas City Royals 8-3 in the final game of a short two-game series against our in-state rivals, and got the first two runs, and the Royals basically scored six unanswered runs, uh, which seven of their 8 runs tonight came in the sixth inning or later. They had 12 hits overall in this game. Uh, and yeah, so after a scoreless first inning, we would take an early 2-0 lead in the top of the second. 2-run home run, long home run by Paul Goldschmidt, his 18th of the year, RBIs 46 and 47, and it would go 430 feet. So that would give us a 2-0 lead. And that was off of the former Cardinal Michael Wacha faced the Cardinals for the second time this season. And Royals ran runners on the corners in the bottom of the second. And the Royals would get on the board in the bottom of the third. Bobby Witt Jr. an RBI ground out to make it 2-1. Before that, Kyle Isbell would be safe at first on what was an infield hit, and then he would make it to second on a throwing error by Wilson Contreras. And Royals ran two more runners in the bottom of the fourth to keep it 2-1. And then the bottom of the fifth, as Bobby Witt Jr. would walk, and he would then be picked off for the final out of the inning. And last night we held Bobby Witt hitless, which is pretty hard to do. Mentioned how in the month of July he batted over 400. His OPS was at like 1,300. So he's gonna be he's a star player. He's gonna probably won't win every MVP, but he's gonna finish probably top 5, if not top 3. Anyway, then in the bottom of the sixth, Palante would get the first two out before walking the former Cardinal Paul DeJong. Then after allowing a base hit, he would then be done. Ryan Fernandez would then come in and then give up an RBI single to catcher Freddie Fermin to tie it up 2-2. And it stayed tied at 2 until the bottom of the seventh. Michael Garcia an RBI single to make it 3-2. And then Bobby Witt Jr. with an RBI triple to make it 4-2 Kansas City. And then coming in to pitch John King, he would give up a 2-run home run to Salvador Perez to make it a 6-2 Kansas City lead. Salvador Perez starting at first base in this one, his 21st home run. So that would give the Royals a 6-2 lead. And yeah, so a tough outing in relief for John King, facing just 4 batters and will give up 2 runs on the home run. And then Sean Armstrong will get the final out in the 7th. Then in the top of the 8th, Wilson Contreras an RBI single as Brendan Donovan would score on a throwing error to make it 6-3. However, Paul Goldschmidt would strike out, and by the way, that came with nobody out. The next 3 would be out. Had the tying run at the plate, but could not score. And then Armstrong in the 8th would give up an RBI triple to Kyle Isbell, and then Bobby Witt an RBI single to make it 8-3. We were able to get 2 hits in the 9th, which if we got a base hit, could have drove in 2 runs. Could have possibly brought the tying run to the plate, but didn't happen. So disappointing loss. So as the Royals take 3 of the 4 games this season against us, they swept us in St. Louis back last month, and we won last night. Now they beat us tonight. So, but 3 hits from Nolan Gorman, who uh, nearly batting below 200. He's had a pretty rough stretch, uh, even though he does have 19 homers. So, um, but he also have an off day Sunday. Pretty unusual to have an off day on a Sunday, and then travel to Cincinnati, face the Cincinnati Reds for the first of three Monday through Wednesday. So, and yeah, this will be our first time having an off day in over 2 weeks. Of course, we had that makeup game against the Mets, which would have been an off day. So, and yeah, so Cincinnati, who has had an up and down season. So, see how I do against them. So, till then, Comics Square saying go Cards.